Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm actually in a crop of wheat. This is our field with the failed crop of oats, and we replanted it. This is very late, I think it was May planted, but we replanted with Malacca spring wheat with the view that we needed a spring wheat replacement for Lennox, and that this might be an alternative variety. As you can see, there are still green ears in the crop, and in fact grains are still a bit soft, so we're still some way off harvest. We've had a couple of comments as my father and I have been walking through here. This was planted with the Claydon. It went down quite hard with the moor. Now you can see the band sowing here of the Claydon and this empty ground between the rows. Now the discussion we were having was this propensity for direct drills to have a relatively wide row spacing, and we've noticed that our plant populations in direct drilling situations are not great, that we could really start pushing the seed rate up. And we've been thinking about drilling in two directions across the field in order to get a more uniformed plant population and covering, so that we don't get these strips. We've discussed broadcasting to try and get a random distribution of seed across the field, but we're worried about the soil drying out in the spring. So if we spin it on, cultivate it in, we'll dry out the soil, whereas if we're direct drilling in the spring, we've got better moisture retention. So in that situation, we're thinking it might be better to drill in two directions, but at 90 degrees or at angles. Drill the field to get a better plant population. We were talking about double drilling, and I just was crop walking this morning and just saw a good example of what I'm talking about as far as population and weed suppression. So we didn't put tram lines in any of our spring crops, as you can see here. That's just sprayer movement, but it's not a tram line. And here we've got a drill like a GPS error, so I say that we're not that far. We'll probably be 15 centimeters apart. You can see the lighter color, and that is black grass. As you go down here, you can see this is just, oat stubble here, black grass here, and that's all the difference. We're talking about I think the moor's drill spacing is 11 centimeters. So here we're talking probably a little bit right at the edge of the row, so it wouldn't be very much. It's just 15 centimeters, but it's enough extra light to generate this amount of black grass. So I just wanted to share that as an example of why plant population matters so much and distribution of plants matters so much. I have to say I'm finding the prospect of double drilling fields terrifying as far as work rates go, but it's something that I feel we have to try, see if it works. So here we've got a classic situation where we're on the headland, and it's the crossover between straight down the field and this row which is going down the headland. So headland poking this way, down the field this way. Now this crop outside the headland is about just below knee height. I don't know, this is completely unscientific, so we'll see if this works. Below knee height. Right, if we go into the double drilled stuff, certainly it feels a lot better, and it is a good, there you go, a good head of wheat. There's my knee. A good head and a bit taller as a result. The population, feels much better. I'll be quite happy with this sort of population, and really this has been quite consistent across the field, so that's what we're thinking about, and that's what's generated the question. So that's one of the things we're discussing for next year. I've also got a bicrop contract on my desk of beans and wheat, and in that situation possibly drilling first with the Claydon and then coming back with the depth, and then coming back with the more shallower to plant the wheat seed, and then again we could go at a 90-degree or an alternative angle to try and close the rows up. So those are just some of the items that we're considering in this field, and obviously when this field finally becomes available for combining, we'll share a video of that with you too. Second stop of the day, and this is a particularly weedy field that we've popped in to see what remedial action we need to take. And I just wanted to point out to you the greening nature. Now actually the green mostly comes from these sort of failed tillers of wheat. It's quite unusual. I was just seeing if it appeared we have already taken bit wheat off. See, there's one, maybe two tillers, and this is all tiller regrowth. It's something we're seeing all over our spring wheats. It's just something a little bit different for this year. Here we're in a patch of oats, volunteer oats that we sprayed off. This field has been quite a challenge, and provisionally it's been put in for winter beans to give it a crop and chemical break to try and clear up our problems here. But we're here to discuss options and see what we might do going forward. I was discussing cultivations with a neighbouring farmer this week, and he was extolling the virtues of a dry year for cracking and helping restructure the soil. There you have an example of our cracks in action. We worry that winter beans won't provide us with enough plant competition and chemical control options in this field, but have been really impressed by the grassweed control in the May drilling. So we are going to trial autumn establishment of a rye cover crop with pre-emergence to ensure good over winter population and competition. The rye will then be cut for forage and followed by a millet cash crop as a reset mechanism. So next on our journey, we just stopped off at our composting site. It's due for a bit of a stir up this week. So this has already been moved once. This is 1 year old here, and then this is the grass from this year. So this field we bought it a couple of years ago. It's got a bit of an issue with very low organic matter. So this is the grass. So we just put it through a forager, chipped it all up. It's all here, and this is waste from a wood chip process which we've bought in. So we're going to mix this in with the grass. I think we've got some loads of muck coming as well to mix in with this, and then we're going to mix it all with the compost turner. So just to provide you a bit of a footage of when the product is in its separate rows, and then we'll catch up when it's all sort of being mixed together. So more of that to follow. Thank you everybody for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell to get notifications of when our next video goes live. Thank you very much. Bye.